Welcome back, everybody. Last we left off, everyone left the Elven capital. And they are progressing back to the boat. Verkon has plans of making the boat fly. Barak had a request of a job. And Mara's night terrors had their heads rolling by the time she left the city. So, you are now leaving the city.
Oh,
I need all...
and I have royal documentation telling the Elven Kingdom soldiers to leave us alone.
Yes. You are privateers. Give me perception checks as you begin leaving the city.
One second. Let me rejoin as a player.
How dare you?
I was on the wrong map and everything because of that.
How dare you?
Considering quit. Freaking stupid thing. Okay, with advantage. 23.
Okay. Let me know what everyone rolled.
29.
23.
27. Waiting for my
Okay.
computer to catch
Ow.
up. Jesus Christ.
That was loud.
What was that?
I yelped. My roommate scared the shit out of me because he dropped something on the floor again.
How dare your roommate?
If my character sheet could catch up, that'd be great.
Not loud.
Rude. Someone hum the damn Jeopardy theme. Oh, there we go. 18.
Okay. So, if you rolled lower than a 20, you do not see this. As you're leaving, let me go to the Elven map for you. So, where is it? There it is. So, the exit that you guys are going out of is around this area. The same way that you came out. Let me go to the actual map. Yeah, you're on the map. Cool. And I should be on objects. Yeah. So like right there. Yeah. So you're leaving there. You hear commotion as you're leaving. And those of you that got above a 20, you turn and see it looks like a slight scuffle. But the guards quickly capture the person that's causing the scuffle, and it looks more like a homeless person you're not sure if they're either trying to flee or pick a fight or whatever, but you see them kicking and pushing away from the guards until they get shackled, and they pull out a bracelet and slap it on their wrist, and you see them slowly resist more, but it begins to digress and die off as it looks like their hostility has ended, as you see them drag the person away.
Is there any way that I could insight why they're taking him in?
I wouldn't say insight. Perhaps give me a investigation.
Am I going up and feeling them while they're...
More like using the bits and pieces of what you heard, like for the scuffle with like people talking, and trying to put together a general idea.
So I'm like trying to insight the situation.
Fine, roll an insight.
Even though my investigation is fine. Just use the investigation. I'm just messing with you.
Fine. Take a level of exhaustion.
No.
So, what'd you roll?
I rolled a 19.
With a 19, based on what you were hearing with the scuffle, it sounds like the person was trying to get out of enlisting into the armed forces of the Elven capital, and they were at first potentially on board with it, and then they quickly despised the idea. And that's where the scuffle started, because they already signed the papers and they were trying to flee the situation.
I would love to help, but I feel like that would be a never-ending endeavor of trying to help the people of the city not fight a war that they don't want to take part in. I think we're probably fine to ignore it.
Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. Let's not get meddle in something that's not our business.
Yeah.
Well, we already are meddling by going and investigating the other nation that they're going to war with. But yeah, and I agree.
Less meddling, more solving.
Yeah.
Mara,
Yes.
as the party walks on, you start walking with the party after the scuffle happens. You see you're walking with the party, but it begins to, with your perception, the sky's getting a little bit darker, like as if it's quickly turning into night.
Okay.
Until you see a giant floating eye in the sky looking down at you.
Excuse me, what?
And this floating eye is similar to the eye of the being with the top hat that you saw the nights before. And you feel a very threatening presence from the glare. It doesn't act upon the glare, but you feel the shiver go through your bones, and even the scar on your face begins to burn slightly as you blink and as bright as day.
So what you're saying is that's Voldemort and I'm Harry Potter. Cool. Yay.
Other than that, if you want to roleplay for the 3-day walk, there will be no combat, as coming to this, bandits are basically non-existent on the roads at the moment. And with your paperwork and the checkpoints, you can easily get through the checkpoints, no question asked.
Oh,
Curtis,
you mean we don't get to face roll like 100 bandits?
No.
Giving him ideas.
Hey, Vercon would leave those 100 bandits to all of you. He's just gonna sit in the back of the car and make shit. He's pre-prepping.
So
I'm not sure if that's a good sign or a bad sign.
What?
I understand it. It's going to take a while to make an airship.
I'm just getting what I can made up.
Vercon, with your base expertise in smithing tools, what is it? You can use intelligence or dexterity, either or.
If it's a base, I get a plus 14. So if we go with, the whole passive rolls,
Yeah, so it'd be 10 plus
24 minimum.
24. Okay. So with a 24, which is actually
Oh, wait.
higher.
25. Sorry, I had the wrong one clicked. I just realized.
With a 25 being higher than the DC that I had for this, you can easily start working the full, if you dedicate the full, 3 days, 3 or 4 days travel, you can easily start getting progress towards, your end goal of what you want to do. Whether you want to do 8 hours or 16 is up to you. Just remember 8 hours is a work day, and if you're going to push it, I'll need a con save. And then if you want to stay up overnight, that's also up to you. But other than that, you guys will have pretty clear shot back to the Grove without any problems, especially since you have the cart.
Cool.
So, like I said, if you want to roleplay with each other about plans or what happened in the Elven Kingdom, also after day 1, Zurich is back with you, and he's just sitting in the car helping Verkon best he can because there's nothing for a ranger to do at this point.
I don't know if we have any major plans. I think the biggest thing is that while Verkon is working on the ship, we're probably going to go to the kingdom that they're going to war with.
North, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And who knows what we'll find or will find us on the way there. Oh, also, as we're leaving, I want to check the house's totem that I have to see if it's changed after the mask was destroyed when we were in the city.
Yes, so upon checking it, you realize that the mask has now been grayed out from the totem.
Would you look at that? Another house down.
Of which would make sure. So, Zurich, did the mask stop working?
Let me try. I am a great fan of Balric Graves, and he snaps his fingers. I'm not feeling any different, so it must have.
Well, that's bound to make some waves elsewhere.
Oh, you mean an entire organization of spies and assassins just suddenly having all of their covers blown at once? Yeah. Can't imagine any possible fallout from that.
So, Kitty, with the mask that you have and you're trying to atone to it, it doesn't work. It is now just a simple Harlequin style mask.
I don't remember what it did. I just remember I had something I had to attune to.
So, is there any role play that you guys would like to discuss before we go to the ship about plans, what to do, things like that?
Not that I can think of. I think we already talked about most of it.
Which one of the parts was we're gonna have to make a stop at the Middle Island.
Yeah.
At Old Pirate Island.
Yeah, we're going to Old Pirate Island.
That's
Now,
where you're
are we
going.
going to do that before or after we head north? Because if I recall the map, it's
Do you need me to
quite
pull
a
up the main map for you?
Yeah.
That would be helpful, yes.
I got you. Cool.
Yeah, so we're over here.
Mm-hmm. The boat's right here.
Yeah, Pirate Island is down here, and the countries that we were going to investigate are up here. I can't remember what the status of New Craig is.
They are like
A whole lot closer to the pirate island.
New Craig is kind of like all doing their own thing of being New Craig.
Yeah, with what you know with current events and stuff from the conversation with the king and passing through the town, New Craig is like the fraternity house of the world at the moment where they'll fight anyone and anyone. So the Elven Kingdom has been trying to just push them to fight the other factions, saying that they said that they're weak, and New Craig wants to throw hands.
Right.
But the thing that we talked about was the king wants us to investigate the half elves to determine if they were working with the houses.
Right.
Or if they were just being manipulated.
Yeah. So, I think a good option is if we come down here, we can go down to Pirate Island and then come up around to the Half Elf reservation.
Ooh,
We
interesting.
Would
And
it be
then-
faster, though, to go the other way around?
You mean go all the way
Here's-
around this island and then have to come back to the
I'm
Pirate Island?
just wondering, like, what's closer?
Here's the only other big thing that we have to think about, and that is we will end up, if we go up north, that means we're likely going to have to deal with the House of Wolves at that point.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That
will.
that's why I think south is better because we won't have to go past the House of Wolves.
Don't we have to deal with them anyway?
At some point, yes, it might
Yeah.
be wiser to wait, but that's the problem. We have two different directions that we'd have to hit
Mhm.
that are both important parts.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Well, I agree that there is going to be some challenges whichever path we take, but also if we're going to investigate Old Pirate Island, since Declan is running it now and he has the what is the necklace of infinite charm or whatever it is. I don't know what the name of it is,
Mhm.
but he has
Yeah.
the charm effect thing. We don't have
That
a
wasn't
counter to
him.
that.
Yeah, that wasn't him. That was the person that was faking to be
Okay.
the sister of.
Yes, but they're with him.
And all we gotta do is if we start going down, we make a quick pit stop at Irithemble and buy black sap, and you deal with your poison and you go immune.
I actually like that. I like going down to Irithemble to get black sap. Like go there for a day to get mats and stuff. Go to Pirate
Mhm.
Island, and then go around to
Okay.
Half Off Reservation.
Okay, that could work.
Because that's like that hits everything, and it ends up being almost the same amount of trip as just going straight to the Half Elf Reservation.
See, that's where we're currently sitting.
Yep, I think that makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, let's go
Darkon.
south. And then on the
And-
way back, we can hit New Greg.
Yeah, this has nothing to do with the fact that I want to buy a staff and go to Irithemble.
Oh, we don't
Oh.
have to worry about Craig.
We can't stir up more trouble?
We don't really feel like needing to have the entirety of the orcs trying to fight us too when we're already starting a war with people who, for as far as we know, have their own people in every single government.
Tomato, tomato.
But yes, let's just piss off an entire nation that hates anyone who says we're stronger than you.
We just have to point fingers somewhere else so we can, waste our enemies.
Well, they're not really an enemy, they're just a blunt object.
Yeah, if I were adept at one-on-one fights, I would not mind strutting my stuff around New Craig, but considering that's not the case, I would prefer not to.
Fine, we won't cause chaos there yet.
Oh yeah. Keyword being yet.
Okay, so the days pass as the travel happens. Mara, you don't feel like you're being watched after day one.
Yay.
And you guys get to the boat, and upon getting to the boat, you hear everyone yelling "chug."
What are we checking?
Bleach.
Bite me.
And as you get to up on deck, you see everyone hurling around the table, yelling "chug, chug, chug!" As you see Dante and Sivian's sister trying to down a whole keg, and you see Dante just fall backwards and just look at the sky, and she like slams the keg down, wipes her mouth, and lets out a manly burp as she slaps her chest, and the entire crew goes wild.
I like her. Can we
Question
keep
mark.
her?
That's not our choice.
Are we sure that we have the right one? I always assumed Sivian's sister was more like a delicate, ladylike type. Did
You do
someone
realize
with the fig while we weren't looking?
You do realize the difference between when you put on an air and when you actually are who you are?
That's
Or did
fair.
you forget how civil I attempted to actually be during the short time before we ended up causing the massive havoc at Declan's?
Mm. Fair enough.
I'm so glad to see you, Minotaur. Have you gotten any stronger? Did you learn that maneuver I tried to teach you?
I even learned how to do this. And he pulls out his axe as it lights with a green flame, and he smacks an oar.
Hell yeah, he's become an eldritch fighter.
While dragging a bunch of stuff on board, going by the oar, mending.
I was gonna fix that. Captain, while you've been gone, those two woke up, and clearly you saw the party we've had since they've been awake.
Good.
Well, excellent. Everyone's awake. Oh, this needs to go down. I just point to all the materials.
You heard the crazy gnome. Let's get to moving.
Well, we want to fly, don't we?
Oh,
This should be interesting.
any news on our dragon turtle egg?
He gestures to the tub, and you see that the egg is still there.
Good egg. So given the state of our fleet and the fact that we lost the ship, I think for the time being, Ballard Graves shall act as captain until we get another ship.
That's quite gracious of you, Ryoma. But we all know that this is really just because you don't want to do the job of captaining.
Well, to be
Kind of
fair,
appreciate
I paid Sneed to do the job, so technically, Sneed is pretty much already doing all my tasks anyways.
You're goddamn right. I even got a new coat.
Did
you get a hat?
It is a very nice coat.
No, I like my helmet.
Okay.
But in any case, I appreciate the gesture. But yes, we do need to rebuild our fleet and expand it as soon as possible.
Well, it's going to be hard to expand a fleet when
we have an
only
airship.
one ship is going to be in the air.
Yeah.
Well, if we manage to capture additional ships, that could be a start.
And do you really think I'm going to go willy-nilly upgrading an entire fleet of ships so that an entire fleet of ships can fly when it's the first time I'm making a ship fly, and the first time a ship's going to be flying in, well, longer than a lot of people have been alive?
No,
Yeah.
I'm not expecting you to make the entire fleet fly at once. That would be unreasonable.
But then you're missing the other issue.
We have one in the air and one in the sea. We cover all bases.
Except every ship that we take is not going to have the listing that they are covered unless someone who is already under the protection of said writ is part of that crew, and also receives the papers. The only ship that is currently covered is the one we are currently a part of. All other ships that we would accrue are not going to be considered as privateers. Are you not thinking this through? Do you want to get a ship and have it blown to smithereens?
No, that would not be
Firewood?
ideal. My intention is that as we accrue more ships into our fleet, command of each ship will be delegated to a member of our present crew, or at least the executives. But if you are raising the point that we would need to ensure that we have communication between all the ships,
that's
that
easy.
is a valid point. Okay, then.
I can make magic that can cover that, but the problem is still having the safety, because as far as they're concerned, we, pointing at the group that went into town, are the privateers, and the rest are just people who serve under us.
Fair. Well, if we secure a base of operations, we might be able to dock our ships there temporarily until we manage to fully man and staff them. But this is big picture, future focused thinking right now. We're not there yet. It's just something to aim for.
But Smeed, once everything's on board, chart course to Ear Thimble.
Aye, Captain.
Excellent.
Okay. Besides myself, how many people have smithing experience?
Define experience.
He's looking at the entirety of the crew.
Some of them actually might. Let me look at their dossiers. Let's see. Okay. Wait. I'm gonna quickly check everyone's.
While you do that, you are greeted as the fair woman of the merfolk approach you. Which one of you is known as Verkan?
Oi.
Look for the.
She looks down at you, and she curtsies. I am forever in your debt. Which one of you is Bulric?
I've
heard things, good and bad, amongst the crew. Just know, if I have to, I will silence you.
I can't imagine a situation where that would be necessary, but thanks for the warning.
But it is a pleasure to meet all of you, including the captain of this ship known as Rioma.
Nice to meet you too. Hopefully, you didn't completely deplete our alcohol stores while we were away.
Your Thimble's not too far, so restocks won't be too much of a problem. And besides, I could just activate my alchemy jug and get some more. Won't be as much, but I mean, we water it down anyways.
Of course.
Or all of you do.
My name is Mir Vorskig, and as you are duly informed by Verkan, and she gestures over her shoulder, lightweight over there, I'm pretty sure you understand my importance in this world.
Yeah, there's a bunch of bullshit going on, and being threatened, which is completely out of character just from how we left, but meh.
If you have any questions about anything I may or may not have known, during my capture, I am more than happy to share it with you.
Okay. Okay.
I know that this is a stretch, considering your position at the time. But do you perhaps know who might be pretending to be you in Declan's company?
I do. She looks around. It is Zargothrax's daughter. From my understanding, you have killed one of his children.
Won't be the last.
Ah. So which one of them is impersonating you?
It is a woman. I believe they call her Wrath? Maybe Envy? I don't know.
Interesting.
Fuck. Sorry, I was hearing noises and it confused the hell out of me.
But yes, you killed the one that was in control of Bastamir, which was apparently a very key piece, so thank you for your work.
Oh, now
And another
Bossamir's
one
the
is
merfolk.
Another one is apparently haunting a paladin currently. Although perhaps not for much longer.
Mara just
I only
shivers.
know of 3, and the 4th one is, well, potentially not a problem at the moment, to my understanding, based on what I heard with the guards talking and one of them visiting my chambers weekly to make sure I had enough food.
Do you happen to know which one is the bitch that haunts people's dreams?
No. I don't know of their abilities, I just know of things I've heard, because one just liked to talk a lot to me.
Well, either way, the fact that you knew who is pretending to be you is actually still very valuable information, so I appreciate it.
Of course.
While you're on the ship, you're free to come and go as you please, and you're allowed to go anywhere anybody else is allowed to go.
Thank you.
Yeah. But don't go too far. We don't want you to get kidnapped again. That would
Oh,
defeat the purpose of rescuing you.
trust me, after hearing about the brave stories that you have all done, I think I'm in good hands.
Look at that, a positive reception. It's nice, if only for the novelty.
My biggest concern is my brother at the moment. It sounds out of character lately with what I've been told.
Well, he also has had a lot of stress to a point, but yeah, some of the stuff is definitely out of character. Even considering.
Given
There
that one,
was a dark cloud over him the last time we parted ways.
yeah, but even so, the way he's been acting recently is still suspect comparatively.
I mean, we may not have left on the best of terms, but it wasn't "I'm going to kill you" terms.
My only request, if he is hell-bent on war and merfolk living amongst the land dwellers in this term, if you must kill him, make sure it's honorable in battle, please. I would like it if it comes down to it, he at least gets a chance to go to Valhalla.
Well, given the fact that one of Zargothrax's children is pretending to be you, I would not be surprised if somebody is pretending to be him as well.
Possible.
Except if they were using the masks, well, luckily that's going to be a lot harder now.
That is true.
Only time will tell. But if worse comes to worse and the darkness in his heart has been brought forth during the past trials and tribulations since I've been kidnapped, I hope that he at least can get a warrior's death if I'm not there to stop it. That is all we ever really ask in our culture, is to make sure we die on the field to go to Valhalla.
Well, based on how things seemed, it seems like the gods just gave up anyways.
Speaking of which, there was a goddess here not too long ago, and she is quite pissed. So if you hear her storming in a room, literally, avoid it, because I walked into a literal hailstorm, and I closed the door.
Oh, yeah. That's his storm to deal with. Points at graves.
By Odin, good luck with that. I'm going to go pray now that I've bested someone and earned. She holds out a hand, and you see the Minotaur throw a sack of coins, a minimum of 20 platinum. So I'm going to go meditate now.
Okay.
Good luck with that.
Any other questions? Feel free to ask.
Well, if something comes up, we certainly will.
Also, your brother has a daughter and most of the other children have been annihilated of his.
I have heard that his daughter is his right hand in Bossamir, so it'll be an interesting family reunion.
Yeah. A lot of stuff went down. And considering the meeting's supposed to take place on what used to be Pirate Island, we'll be going there after a stop near a thimble. I'm gonna get some help, considering I don't know if I could trust half the people here to actually hold the hammer straight.
Well, best of luck. May Odin and all the other gods watch over you that you pray for. If you need me, feel free to ask. And let him sleep it off. You know, he tried.
Bless his heart.
But anyways, I will be in my room. If you need me, you know where to find me. And she turns and leaves after curtsying.
Yep.
Vercon. We do indeed have 2 crew members who are proficient in smithing. And I point out to him Hanlon and Caitlin. As a side note, Caitlin is also an artificer, though she specializes differently than you. I'm sure she could learn a lot from your apprenticing her.
Then they're gonna know exactly the level of secrecy that may take when we're dealing with our own creations. Which means I don't have to deal with the constant nagging of people questioning why they're only getting partial instructions rather than how everything goes together.
Yes, I'm sure she knows better.
If I go try to pray to Hades, am I still gonna get his voicemail?
I don't know. Try.
Shit. God damn it.
Is that what you're gonna go try?
Yes.
Alright, well, you go wander off. Dante's mother approaches the rest of you. Hello.
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 Thank you for saving
How may I
me.
help you? Oh, you're welcome.
I keep my words.
Yes, Dante spoke highly of literally all of you, so I am in debt to you for bringing me and my son back together.
Well, he was determined to charge in after you, whether we followed him or not. So, in the end, we, didn't have a whole lot of choice in the matter.
Oh, you could have just gone back to the ship and spent the next 4 or 5 months out here.
Well, and who knows how that would have gone. Besides, I never would have lived it down.
Yeah, to be fair, once we got back, we would have made fun of you.
You say it's been months and years even, according to what Dante said, but for me it felt like only weeks.
That was only days for us when we were in there, but apparently it was like 4 or 5 months. Because someone there's an idiot and doesn't know how to do time management correctly.
But yes, my name is Eva. And I am more than willing to help with taking care of the sick. I met Dave. While he bothers me with his face, he seems like a good man, so I'm willing to work with him.
Yes. Dave is he's a curious fellow, but after you get to know him, he's quite pleasant.
Much better than the other one of his kind we met.
Oh, well, to be fair, that one was a vampire. So
And it enslaved one of the rulers of its own kind and was
yes.
making an entire town full of minions.
Yep,
Yeah,
that is true.
unique.
Also, who killed my husband?
Yes,
Ooh.
Thank you.
we did. Except those two weren't part of it. Sivian, his daughter, and the one other person who's back at
Rose.
the town called Ace and Rose.
Yeah.
Oh wait, no, Lorelai wasn't there. It was Rose. Lorelai came later.
Yeah. Although it's turned out that that it was actually a demon wearing your husband's skin like a cheap suit. So not sure what happened to your actual husband.
Well, he made a deal with the devil. So, unfortunately, that's what happens when you make deals with devils.
He made a deal with the devil and got a demon. That feels like a breach of contract on someone's part.
It's the same, darling. But thank you. Dante has spoke highly of all of you, and I trust my son. So I will stay as long as you need me, or until Dante leaves, and then I'll probably follow him to settle down in whatever town we find.
Well,
Every book I've ever read on cosmology was a lie. Okay, then. That's
I
interesting.
don't know what we would need you for in the immediate future. But it would probably be safer for you to stay on board the ship, given circumstances.
Of course.
Indeed.
And if you have any questions about anything I may have heard, which won't be much, but I did hear some things down there with her, then I can at least answer anything while I was chained and bound by her side. It's the least I can do.
If it's any consolation, we refer to your husband as the Dick Demon.
You just see this like blank, disgusting look on her face when you say the nickname. He was not that big. I don't need to hear about it. Please and thank you.
Was that really necessary?
Ow! You just got real loud there, buddy.
Yes, it was, because he disgusts me. And I spit on his grave. He got what he deserved in the end. He became obsessed with his work and his followers, and he tried to reach out to quote unquote higher power to get more followers. Well, he got what he wanted in the end.
A swift kick in the ass and a beheading, followed by an explosion.
In both senses of the word.
I'm going to go now before I feel this disgusting vomit come out of my mouth. Good day. And she turns and
Okay.
leaves.
There we go.
You see Dante on the ground hold up a hand. I would have won if I didn't eat breakfast.
Sounds like a you problem.
Doubtful.
Now, hi guys.
Hi, Dante. How you feeling?
They woke up. And he holds up a thumbs up, and then just throws his arm down.
Someone sober this man.
Nah, let's keep him drunk. He's amusing.
But he's also useless.
And how much fighting are you planning?
Me.
How much fighting are you expecting within the time we set sail? Especially if we stick close to the lands, with the fact that as long as we're not flying a flag that lists us as a pirate, well, I can guarantee word's already going around.
Plus, let's be honest, if we get into a fight with another ship, is probably going to be me and Vercon flying over to it for the most part.
I
I
mean,
mean, we could use him as a distraction.
Let
never
people
know,
sleep it off.
Never
Stress is
know. He
over.
could be a better drunken fighter.
I don't think he is that. As far as I know, that's an entirely different discipline. Isn't hey Jake? Isn't he a barbarian?
Yes,
And he didn't take any levels in monk, right?
that you're aware of.
Okay.
He copied the great Gazgrim.
Ugh, y'all are ruining all of my fun. Sheesh.
I said he can have fun being drunk. It's stress relief.
Yeah.
No, I was just talking about keeping him awake and unsober for my amusement.
Hey, that's on you. I got work to do. You two, we're going. Starts just grabs their shirts and starts walking downstairs.
That's amusing because Hanlon is a Goliath.
I bet
And
Vercon could take him.
and Vercon can use his intelligence to increase his rolls.
Why is the DM rolling?
Carry on.
Because reasons.
Yeah, fuck. I hate it here. Those are high numbers.
That doesn't ever mean anything for sure.
Yeah, high numbers can be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They
It's
can also
all
be,
based on context.
They can also be bad.
yeah, that's the thing. Sometimes you want the high numbers. Sometimes you want the low numbers. Sometimes you want high numbers, then low numbers.
So it takes like, a good few hours to get everything loaded and then set sail. And then you're going to go along the coastline, right? So you want to do it like this.
Essentially, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Pretty much not go stupid far into open sea. Like,
Yeah.
we can sail straight there. The main point is
Yeah, we don't
we're
want to
hitting
like come out.
Istanbul first.
Yeah,
So
we don't want to like come out here into like these super
Oh.
contested waters. We want to like stay close over here.
Okay. So 40 feet. So 10 feet is 2.5 weeks to 3 weeks. So you're looking at 3 months travel, give or take.
Yep.
Okay. Just have to make sure. Okay. So I need perception checks.
All right.
Can I use my spyglass to get advantage?
Sure.
22.
I was joking.
21 with, if it's,
It is
probably
side
gonna be below debt.
Oh, okay. Then yeah,
So,
you would unfortunately not be able to see this.
because he's gonna pretty much spend every waking moment trying to work on stuff. And yeah, getting parts put together helps, but that's only a portion of what needs done.
Michael, can you roll me 3 D100s, please?
Oh boy.
Let me know what you roll.
687-34.
Okay. So, what did everyone roll for site-based perceptions?
25.
22.
17.
I rolled a 13 naturally.
Okay. So
22.
everyone,
The advantage.
yeah, you had advantage with your spyglass.
Okay.
So as you guys are sailing, and it's been a few days at this point, you'll probably be like right about here or so, like a little nudge. Not really a whole lot of movement, but you're going out and you're on the water. You see smoke in the distance. Graves, with your spyglass, you see what looks like a massive ship wreckage has just occurred, with what looks like
Okay.
certain parts of like a destroyed boat are still ablaze and on fire.
Okay. Since Ryoma is the fastest, I'm gonna ask him to fly out there and survey the wreckage and see if there's any sign of whoever is responsible.
Everyone else, you obviously would have seen the smoke and stuff in the distance.
So, you mind going over there to take a look?
Yeah, I can go take a look really quick. I'll go ahead and fly over there. Over the water.
Okay, so you have natural flying, or are you on a time limit?
I have 4 hours of flying.
Okay, so you can easily. And what's your base movement flying?
My base movement is 60.
So 60, 120.
Yeah. I will actually cast haste on him before he leaves, so he can do it extra fast.
Oh god.
Okay.
So
So
6. So 120.
and I can
240,
dash for 240. Yeah.
and then you can dash again with your haste action for
Yeah.
360.
Yeah.
Okay, so Barry Allen pulls off, and it takes you roughly about 5 minutes, Brock, to get out
Mhm.
there. And you see before you this massive desecration of what looks like a boat that's been destroyed. You see parts scattered. You see broken weapons. You see bodies. Not a lot of bodies, mind you. A small handful in the water trying to. They're either dead because of the bleed out, or you see you even see one like he's like basically holding on for dear life. He looks up at you and you just see him like gasp, and that was like his final gasp of breath as he lets go of the board he was holding on, and he slowly sinks into the watery grave below him. And you don't really see a lot of things left, but you do find what looks like 2 or 3 people trying to pull their allies that are holding on to planks with like excess rope that they had, trying to wheel them in. And they look, help us! Unless you're with them, then fuck off. Help us, though.
Who is them?
Okay, you're not one of them. Help us.
Is there a piece of wreckage big enough for me to like slap a portable hole on?
The spot that they're on is like a 20 by 20 foot.
Okay,
Like,
I'll go ahead and slap it on and be like, all right, climb on in.
what
Grab
about
your
them
friends.
in the water? Help us.
I will like pull people towards the wreckage so that they can jump into the hole.
So you see them, and you see massive gash marks and massive like cuts in their armor, and like you see massive like gashes into their arms as if they tried to block a weapon. And you see some people with like what looks like broken arrows as they try to like break the arrows to try and like not have them stick out as much. Just like 8 people, and you pull it all 8 in, and one who's a younger one. He's about your age. He's a human. He looks at you and he has an eye patch that looks like it covers a bloody eye as if it was just a recent injury. Thank you. I hope we can trust you. You seem a good person as we jump into your hole.
Just don't struggle too much to get out of the hole, because you're gonna fall back into the ocean, and I can't pick you back up. But I'm just taking you to that ship over there.
He squints. What ship?
If you squint your eyes really hard, you can almost see it's a dot on the horizon over there.
You what? And he just like is so like you see like the internet is loading symbol on his forehead as he's trying to process what you just said.
I will go ahead and also leak in there. It's, to be fair, it is pretty far away. It took me a couple of minutes to get here.
And he just gets down after helping one of the other able people like put the wounded down below, and they're trying to give them enough room or even like hold them so that way there's enough room for all 8 to not be too hurt.
Yeah, and they have 10 minutes of air in that, so I will have to use my boots of speed.
You can also keep opening it.
Well, technically not, because in order to open up the bag of holding or the portable hole, you have to slap it up against like an actual surface.
Yeah, the surface tension of the water probably doesn't count.
No.
Says you.
No. I mean, you can try and see what happens, but no.
But yeah, I'll go ahead and activate my boots of speed and fly them back to the ship.
Okay, so this probably rounding them up took probably like maybe 5 minutes tops to get at like to throw the rope, secure it for them to secure it, and then you start pulling with them because some of them were pretty big. You can tell they're typical sailors or pirates based on their size. Like they're not shy of hard labor. And within another 5 minutes of flying back, you all see Ryoma, come from the Speed Force as he stops.
I am the fastest man alive. But I'll slap the hole on deck so that they can go ahead and start climbing out.
You
And
see them slowly all of you see slowly putting like wounded people as if they're rising them from the hole onto the ground.
And can somebody get Dave?
Excellently done.
Thank you. While I was out there, like looking and helping them back, did it seem like any of their wreckage might have been valuable, or?
No, it's been completely decimated.
Okay. Dave, can you tend to these people's wounds?
Fascinating. More people to take care of course. Ava, would you mind helping? And you see both of them just start slowly picking up, like two-manning the wounded onto stretchers and taking them down below deck.
Perfect.
The one with the cloth over an eye is standing there. He looks at all of you, kind of concerned, as if he's trying to grab for his sword, just for a mere moment of hesitation before he still stays in the pose, but he seems a little bit more at ease. You're not going to make us prisoners, are you?
We don't even know who you are yet. That decision would be a bit premature.
I am First Mate Jack of the ship. Die now, ask questions later.
Oh, it seems a lot of your crewmen did in fact manage that.
Our captain, Captain Kobold Fireball, was a great man. May he rest in peace.
I can't imagine that we would want to take you prisoner. If you want to leave, you're more than welcome to leave at next port, which is going to be Irithymbal.
Perhaps, but we would be interested to know how exactly you came to be in this predicament.
It was awful. They came out of nowhere, as if a blink of an eye, and they appeared these massive silver tubes pointing down at us, and they let into fire, and these massive fiery explosions hit our ship, and then we were attacked by 4 people. It was awful.
4 people.
This
Full
man,
destruction for 4 people.
this man led them all, the 4 of them. He wore a black burly coat and a 3-point hat, and he had an eye patch, and he had a massive, great sword, almost as big as the Minotaur's axe, if not bigger, and it was blood red. And he carved through men like butter. His skin was as pale as the white snow that happens in the north. And then once we ceased and surrendered, once we saw our precious captain get killed in one swell swoop, his captain appeared before us and gave us all a choice to either join her crew or be eaten. And the ones that said no, well, they got eaten. And she left us alive to tell the tale for anyone that dares, defy her and her wishes.
I'm sorry, did you say eaten?
Yes, she had an umbrella, and her umbrella opened, and it had teeth, and it ate people whole.
Did you happen to catch her name?
No. Well, no. She said when they were leaving that she would be the next pirate queen. Pirate Queen Latonia? I believe her name was. Yes, Latonia.
Oh. Okay. Well, now we have to kill her.
And her brother boasted, saying that he was the strongest swordsman and the best fighter of the 7 seas.
I
that's
think
fine.
we have a couple people who would dispute that.
Oh, that's fine. I don't think anybody really cares about being the strongest swordsman.
Let's ask Dante after he sobers up.
Yeah, let's ask him now. Best response.
Dante,
see-
somebody says they're stronger than you.
He is contently snoring on the bench, just laid out.
The most honest people in the world are children, drunks, and the elderly.
Yeah.
Yeah, look, there are a lot of people that would call me a strong swordsman, but I don't really care to be the strongest, so I don't really care to take the title. I would prefer to just be alive and a swordsman.
His blade was as big as a person. I've never seen someone that strong. Her laugh I still hear across the sky. But yes, their boat came. It lasted only a few moments before a massive, cease and surrender. And then shortly after, they unloaded the rest of the shells and left.
Well,
These
yeah.
weapons they used, tell us more about them.
Yeah.
They were massive silver tubes, and it looked similar to what Captain Cobalt did when he held his hand out for a small little ball. And then outside of the ball, it became bigger and exploded. That's what happened. I'm
So
no
they
magician.
have.
Captain Cobalt did yell fireball a lot, and that's something similar that what happened with those tubes.
We may have to speak with Verkon about this the next time he takes a break.
So in a couple months,
In
basically.
several
Okay,
months.
sooner than that. Someone will have to yell through the door of his workshop, and hopefully they can hear his response above all the noise.
You do realize that currently the workshop is the entirety of downstairs, right?
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
We fucked up somewhere. Where the hell are we sleeping?
Somewhere else downstairs.
You took up the entire basement.
Well, you can take the captain's quarters because I usually sleep on deck anyways.
Are we all going to sleep in there?
If you guys want to, I'm not the person that stops orgies.
That's
But-
not what I.
As it stands, they came in a blink of an eye, and then once they left, they blinked away.
Teleportation.
Well, we could still see the water ripple. It's just we didn't notice it at first when we got sidetracked and attacked by them. But their skin, I'll never forget, both pale as snow.
And you
Well,
said you
hot
didn't see them approach?
No. In a blink of an eye, and they appeared right beside our ship. These massive silver tubes pointing down at us, and they just unloaded fire without questions.
I'm sorry, down? What, were they floating?
Their ship your ship is about as big as our ship. Their ship was bigger, like taller
I see.
and bigger.
Can you sketch out what it looked like?
Yes, it was all black, and it looked like a coffin with massive sails on the side and the back.
Okay. But can you actually sketch it for us, though?
Once I have time to relax, I can.
Curious.
Well, we should hopefully be able to keep you safe. They attack our ship. It's hard to say how it would go.
If they attack your ship and we're on board and able to fight, by my falling Captain Cobalt Fireball, I will yell Fireball running into battle.
Very well. You are free to integrate into our crew if you so choose. If you would prefer not to, then you will be allowed to leave at the next port.
Are you pirates?
Depends on who you ask. But technically, no, not currently.
We are technically privateers.
Ah, the formal gentleman's approach, he gives with a wink.
Yeah, we're the gentlemen's pirates.
I will talk to the remaining 7 if they make it through the night, and we will discuss it as a whole.
Wait, why might they not make it through the night?
Did you not
Dave is
see
an excellent doctor.
Did you not see the gash marks from the umbrella?
Yeah. Here. How many of them are critically injured?
Yes.
Is it really all of them?
All but me and maybe the other one that helped me lift him out,
So like 6.
potentially. Unless the other one's just got a high pain intolerance.
All right. That means I will have 1 left after. Okay, come with me. I will help your friends to make sure that they don't die.
What, you don't trust Dave?
I trust Dave, but you know what? I'll actually just give them healing potions.
So as you go downstairs, you see Dave pulling out bandages and cutting up the bandages and wrapping it around them and like giving tourniquets. He's looking at the wound and he's writing it down at the same time. Fascinating. This bite mark is bigger than a shark. Oh, hello, Ryoma. Fascinating. It's deeper than a shark bite. And you see Eva just holding her hands out with a small light glow around one of the wounds. And you distribute the potions, and you see some of the wounds begin to start closing up. It'll be a good scar, and maybe like some missing, internal organs, but they'll live.
They'll just poop out of a different hole. Got it. See, nothing to be worried about. Although you did cost me. Assuming I used a potion for each one, that was quite expensive.
We are in your debt until we repay it. I will make sure they're aware of that.
All right. Well, thank you, Eva. Sorry for coming in here and using potions. I don't know if how strong your magic is, or I love you, Dave, but you don't use magic, so there's still chances that they might have died under your care.
No. Magic is bullshit. I am fully aware of this.
I agree. Magic is bullshit.
Fascinating, though, that
He
the
says as he
bite are
learns.
that deep. Ryoma, look at this wound here. He takes his hand, puts his thumb in front of his palm, like holding up like a 4, and he sticks his hand in to the wound. It's wide enough for his hand to go in and out without touching any of the tissue. Fascinating teeth, this is. What bit them?
Apparently an umbrella.
Fascinating. Your apparel is also living and dangerous. Where can I get a pet?
Apparently it belonged to somebody that believes they're going to be the future pirate queen. So
Fascinating. Well, if you die, I guess I'll serve her as the pirate doctor. Toodaloo. I must get back to work and studying these wounds. Fascinating.
perfect. And I think that's it. That's all I've got.
Damn elven trains across the sea.
They have water trains.
Damn, why do we even have a ship? We could just take the elven train anywhere we want to go.
Yeah, true.
Why haven't you asked yet?
Because the train comes at inconvenient times when we're already on one transportation thing.
While this is all going on, Mark, give me a religion check.
Oh, yeah, that was terrible. An 8.
Perfect. So you reach to pray, and you feel him actually beginning to call upon you as you connect. And you blink, and you are again in his chambers, where he sits upon his throne with the blue flames emitting beside you on the torches. And he leans forward. My child,
Master.
I've been trying to get a hold of you for quite some time.
I struggled to reach you as well.
I have met with the other lords of my domain, my comrades in the deities. It seems that time is of the essence, as certain deities are beginning to pick sides for your plane. I need you to move ever so hastily to turn the tides to your favor, as people are beginning to believe that the favors are swaying with an old enemy that has avoided my judgment.
And who is that?
What do you know of the name? Proletheus.
I'm sorry, say that again?
Proletheus.
I don't recall hearing that name.
He sits down after more relaxed in his chair as he holds up his hand and a blue flame appears. And you see what looks like a man in a toga. And he has massive wings. And you see that he actually has massive claws as he looks like he's putting a crown on. Proletheus was the first creation of one of my followers many years ago from outside of your plane. He is probably the most deadliest person in combat I've ever seen. 500 years ago, after the war, perhaps 495 on your plane, time is irrelevant. A group of heroes entered your plane upon an aid of the person that resides from your plane. Their names are irrelevant. They were tasked with fighting an evil monster. When they got there, Proletheus was there with the monster. And Proletheus fought them and caused them to flee. Therefore, he's been on your plane hiding ever since. In the shadows, pulling strings and doing things. But I believe he is injured, for he was flawed. I need you to kill him.
I will try.
He is a very powerful necromancer as well. So, with that being said, be careful.
I will.
And if you find him, and you're the one that can secure the killing blow, or at least someone close to you, make sure you guide his soul here for judgment.
I will.
Now go.
Thank you,
And
Master.
you blink, and you're back in your room praying.
Yay. Guess I should probably go relay all that information. So,
You can if you want.
no, she's gonna go find Graves and tell him exactly what Hades told me.
Then go tell him.
We are so fucked.
You say it like it's news.
It's
I don't know.
not.
This doesn't seem like a drastic change in our circumstances, if you ask me.
It's just one more enemy that we have to take down.
Yeah. Well, they'll have to get in line. We'll see that the rest of our comrades are apprised of this new danger, but everyone's already on alert as it is, so probably won't make a huge difference. But it is something to stick a pin in, as they say. What do we know about the capabilities of this person, aside from what are they, like undead or something?
He's a necromancer.
Ah, right, necromancer. What type of necromancer? There are many variations.
He didn't say specifically.
Yeah, okay. Well, we'll just assume the worst case and work from there. So.
Plan for the worst, hope for the best.
Well, did you receive any information about where we could expect to encounter this person, or
No.
under what circumstances? Nothing. Yeah. Okay.
Just that he may be wounded and he's been hiding on our plane for a while.
Hmm.
And by while, I mean centuries.
Hmm. Please see. And you have no means of ascertaining his whereabouts.
If I knew how and where we could find him, I wouldn't be stressed.
That's fair. Let's see.
But I think we can expect him to stay in hiding until he's ready to show himself.
Indeed.
Where are you guys talking about this, by the way?
I ran to find him, so wherever he's been.
Yeah, we're all bunked up in the captain's quarters now, apparently. So I guess we're in there.
We never said we were bunked up there. I just asked us where we were sleeping. As in, I'm not heading to bed right this second. The curiosity kills the cat.
Satisfaction brought it back.
Okay, so for a reference point, there's a part of the ship for the oars. For where everyone sits to row, as ships at this point have sails and oars. That would be the section that people are getting waylaid from, because that would be the most logical section to actually upgrade with the mechanisms to fly. Y'all are fine wherever. The beds won't be moved.
Yeah.
I just imagine Vercon knew this the entire time, but everyone just completely took what he said literally, and everyone's just living up there while everyone that's on the middle deck is like, man, this is nice.
I mean, that's up to everyone else, because we'll be honest, Vercon's not gonna explain shit.
Vercon never explained shit. Why would that start now?
Exactly.
Everybody sleep where you're supposed to normally sleep. If you're in Vercon's way, he'll tell you to move.
That'll just be for the cannons when that ends up being made. But that's I'm just imagining the freaking energy systems have to be placed down, all the piping and shit. So everything's fine. There's just some loud noises. And then just one night, laying metal piping right next to someone's head. Like, the fuck's wrong with you? Do you want cannons or no? Well, yes, but let me. Then shut up.
Fair enough. But yes, so we'll have to make sure that everyone is caught up on this. We'll also have to tell Vercon that apparently some of our enemies have figured out how to make contraptions that shoot fireball spells. So I'm sure he'll be thrilled about that. Of course, this does mean that we probably shouldn't sink their ship whenever we run into them, because he's going to want to study it or whatever. So that'll be a bit more challenging, I suppose. Well, since we don't have any actionable information on this necromancer right now, I guess the best we can do is, stay alert, keep our eyes open. But not in the middle of the night, because everyone has to sleep eventually. Except for Verkwan. apparently. What in the Yoshi's Island?
It's your turtle
What?
egg.
Oh. Oh, here's one of the Yoshi's Island. It's like, what are you going on about?
He's going on about the dragon turtle egg.
Ah, yes, one of our crowning frickin' thefts.
Our crowning achievement.
And we even convinced Graves to go along with it.
So,
Eh,
upon
of course.
this information, and you continue your work days, the rest of the day smooth sailing. And you go into night. There's no disturbances in the night. And then the next day occurs. Who is in the captain's quarters right now?
Well, currently I am. I'm not sure who is anyone else there, because I know some of us might have decided to sleep there.
I found a random ass spot.
Okay, fair enough.
I'm sleeping with the dragon turtle egg, so that when it does hatch, I am there to tell it that I am its daddy.
Okay.
You know what Vercon's doing? Vercon's doing what Vercon does best. He's going to
All
say,
hours.
yes.
So it seems that Graves is waking up in the captain's quarters. Anyone else? Going once?
Oh no.
Going twice? Perfect. Graves,
Mhm.
you wake up to a literal thunderstorm going on in the captain's quarters. As you see,
Just in the captain's quarters?
yes,
Like,
as you see
okay.
Morgan stomping around, throwing papers.
All right. What's the problem? Give it to me straight.
She turns to look at you like she wants to slap you because you startled her while she was in mid rant in an ancient language that you don't understand. As her eyes are pure purple, as she stops for a second and the storm resides. Oh, it's you.
Yeah, it's me. And how can you be startled? You're literally you
I
have
in my own little world, and no one has come in here for months. So I go in here to vent after stupid domain meetings.
okay.
Why
So,
are you in here? This is Ryoma ship.
well, he has abdicated the responsibilities of captaining, and as Commodore, that means they fall to me. So here I am.
Didn't he pay me to already do the work for him?
Well, technically yes.
So he just gave you the room to feel important while he's still lazy.
I suppose that's one interpretation.
Perfect. Yes, I'm quite mad.
Okay, but why?
Because more and more gods are beginning to take sides on what's going to happen in the time to come.
Okay. Take sides over what exactly?
Well, as it stands, the chains for Fenna are becoming problematic. What else is going on from what I've heard? Thor is jumping ship saying that this plane is doomed to Ragnarok. Do I need to go on?
Or a coward? That's new.
No, Thor just wants to get on the winning side for a fun fight.
So what you're saying is that some of the gods have decided to give up on the world as it currently exists, and others are trying to convince them to stick with it.
With more and more things progressing that we're not allowed to fully divulge on, it seems that it's only a matter of time before what happens.
Well, I guess we'd better work more quickly then. Of course, getting sidetracked in the hells for 3 months hasn't helped matters.
So take it as you will.
But I
But
suppose it's a good game.
I'm quite pissed that my gods are following their followers' beliefs by being cowards.
Hmm. Well, I guess they'll feel very silly when we end up averting disaster at the last minute. So,
If you do, I
yeah,
will
that to look
hold
forward
it
to.
over them for eternity. Now, if you don't want hit by lightning, please leave so I can get angry, break stuff, and then fix it.
Yeah, everyone copes in their own way, I suppose. Although, if you're looking for a spot to do some smiting, I can point you to a few on the map.
I cannot intervene with mortal affairs.
Okay. What about immortal necromancer affairs?
She
You happen
cocks
to
an
know?
eyebrow at you.
Do you happen to know where we can find someone by the name of Prometheus?
How do you know that name?
I heard it from a paladin who heard it from Hades.
Oh my fucking god! Ah. Yes, I know of the sick bastard, but I don't know where he is.
Oh, well, that sucks.
We haven't
Yeah,
seen
worth
him
a try.
for at least 4 centuries. Maybe 5 now.
How exactly does one hide from the gods? Like, how do you manage that?
There are places in this world, or these planes, that even we don't want to go. We're absolutely powerless in certain aspects of it. Our power thrives from the planes. So, for example, when you destroy the church of he who shall not be named, he is greatly weakened. And eventually, with the conversion of the church now being desecrated and the merfolk taking over and praising the North pantheons, eventually he will no longer have access to this plane outside of one person. But his power is so weak at that point that he would be equivalent to a lesser, like an imp being a patron for a warlock. One person and one person only.
I see. So there are, like, these pockets in the plane where divine influence is weakened.
Say, for example, because he's going to do it, and I know he's smart enough and crazy enough to do it, if Verkan ever built a mini dimension for himself to reside in, since he doesn't pray to any of us, we can't enter his pocket dimension.
Isn't there a spell that does that?
Technically, yes, but if we wanted to divine intervention him, unless he calls upon us in his dimension, we can't go in outside of casting spells. And if he wards it to where nothing can get in or out without him telling it okay, technically the spell would be null and void.
I imagine that wouldn't apply to the god of magic, though, because the entire like planar weave of magic is their domain.
It doesn't matter if you're the god of magic, if you're the god of death. If there is no followers of that god on that plane, they cannot go to that plane. They have no power in that plane. It doesn't matter if death and magic are prominent. If you don't believe in us, we can't just have divine power over your plane.
This is not something I have heard before.
Thankfully, Palatine is a melting pot, but even then, if we wanted to travel, say, between here and Eberron, if we didn't have any followers there, we'd have to go through the space in between the planes, and we have no power in space.
Interesting. And troubling.
Now, be gone. Do not speak his
Fine.
name aloud.
Fine. I'll give you some space.
And if you do find him, be careful. His claws are going to rip you to shreds quicker than you can rip apart commitment.
I'll keep that in mind.
Out!
I'm going.
And she slams the door behind you.
Hmm. Things
The egg has not hatched yet there, buddy.
continue to become more troubling. All right. Well, I guess that was a thing.
It is bright and sunny out. There is nothing really going on. You have good wind, so anyone piloting the ship will have no problems progressing through the days.
Good. What kind of time are we making?
If you want, you can force your crew to picking up the pace overnight, and you could potentially make it there in about every 10 feet would be 2.5 weeks if you force your crew.
I don't think we want to tire them out just because we don't know what we're going to run into on the way there or when we leave. So, I don't think we're under any kind of deadline, right, guys?
That's debatable. Everything's a deadline. It's all a deadline, not a deadline.
Okay. Okay. Well, we don't have any deadlines that we explicitly know of right now. Is that a fair assessment?
Maybe.
Yeah, that's a very non-committal answer there.
We don't have strict deadlines.
We don't
But-
have a reason to rush right now, is what I'm getting at. Do you disagree with that statement?
I disagree with that statement. I don't. So we don't have any strict deadlines, but if we take our time, then there's going to be a war that occurs.
Okay.
Before we solve some of the issues. Of which, how many houses are left on the totem? Obviously, wolves.
Yeah, I think it's because we got rid of the bugs, the masks, and
Spiders.
and the spiders. Yeah. So I think that's 3 out of 6.
You also dealt with the angels, the flaming winged angel. That's great.
What? Wait. What? Hold on a second. Do we have a list or something that describes? Hang on. I think maybe I have it in my. Let me check my character sheet to see if I have
Yeah,
this
because you dealt with Zariel already. She was in another house.
Oh, I didn't know she counted as a house.
Yeah, because they were using Zariel's armies to increase their own strength.
Fair point. Fair point.
And that effectively, minus the time of recorporealization, gives them a endless army.
So we got 4 out of 6. I guess we just have wolves and last one.
And the Phoenix.
Yeah.
Wolves and Phoenix. Are those the only two? I thought there was one more that we hadn't touched yet.
Nope.
Okay. So, insects, spiders, masks, angel, wolves, Phoenix. Okay, so it's just the House of Wolves and then the main Phoenix group that's left. And I guess even though we're not dealing with the wolves right now, we'll get to them sooner than not.
I have a actually, you know what? I'm gonna go talk to Vercon. I was curious, based on your understanding, how long will it take you to make our ship capable of flying? Which is a DM question, basically, just going through you.
Yes. So that's why he's rolling D100s. We're gonna find out. I will say, Vercon, after a full work week between the three of you, if you're forcing the other two to stay up with you, a full work week, so 5 days of pure work between the three of you. That's why I tested the D100s to see during the 3 weeks potentially of travel if you could successfully get it to fly and stay afloat.
Well, luckily he's also smart enough to know your first flights are gonna be low.
Correct. So, have you, between you staying up all night, because this will be day 4 of finally sailing, would you, with the three of them, hit a full work week?
Well,
You can do things 3 times as fast now because you got help.
Well, with the three of them working, it will take a full work week. So since he's working nights and stuff while they're sleeping, that's why I'm asking, because he's picking up slack and he's trying to progress it.
he wouldn't be making others because that pretty much if he's up nights he's up that others aren't are gonna be the nights where he's going into more of the detail.
So then, not yet. I guess you would need at least another day before you can make your first test.
Question. Oh, go ahead.
Despite the fact that it would be beneficial to do, it's also idiotic for someone to force people to be up all night and expect them to be even reasonable with them.
Yeah, because once you start doing that, then your assistants become less helpful. But I was going to ask. Oh, go ahead.
I was going to say it's less about the assistants becoming less helpful and more about the fact if this fucker just drug you in to make you do a bunch of work and is now making you stay up for a week, Are you gonna really care about them?
Probably not. Probably won't do a good job either.
Exactly.
I'm pretty sure that's how mutiny starts.
But
What? How long is a workday? Like 8 hours?
Yes. So
Okay.
effectively, every day that Vercon is up, he is able to do 3 work days worth.
Okay, so you work
Alone.
24 hours around the clock.
It's Vercon. What are you
Okay.
expecting? He can do
Fair,
that
fair.
for 3 days easy.
Okay, well, if you are working 24 hours and get 3 work days done in a day with your assistants, that means in one day you do the work of 5 work days, which is a work week. So in 3 days you could do 3 work weeks worth of work.
No, that's not what I said.
No, that's not how this works.
They each have to
That's-
work 5 work days. So him picking it up for the 3 nights adds a work day to one of their work days. So you need 15 total work days for 1 week to do a test.
Which would be 3 days. Because they get 1 each, which is 2. If I work 24 hours straight, that's 3 work days worth.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. Well, if you're gonna do that, I need, because you stayed up one night, I need 2 con saves to see if you would do it.
Like I said, I already know I could do it with the flashes, but yep, there's the flash to make a
To
flash
make day
there.
2, so you need a D20, or you need a 20 on your con save for day 3.
That click it, and flash of genius it. Boom.
Yeah. All right, so you could essentially do a test today if you want.
cool. Yeah, let's do a test. I basically just want to figure out whether it's better for us to finish the work on the ship and go airborne, and because we could just go over the at that point over the land and go straight to the half elf.
Nah, he doesn't want to reveal. He'd rather land there quietly.
Okay.
Like weird sightings of a ship bouncing up, sure, but he ain't letting them know what he's done. Not until he's leaving. Then he's going to wave at him in the distance as the ship takes off. Because Vercon's a salty bitch.
So would you like to do your first test?
Yes.
All right, so with a 6 on the D100 you roll, this machine, as Ryoma now sees, is a bunch of metal connected to the sides where the ores are. And in the middle is part of the fragment from the horse in Bostomir. And you see a lot of incantations along the sides of these metal-like tubes and wires, and various incantations on the ceiling, on the ground, things like that. And you see Vercon hold his hands out, and he starts doing the incantation. You see this gem begin to glow, not purple, but a bright blue, as the runes begin to turn blue, as if it's powering up the rest of the runes around the bottom of the deck. And you see them start beginning to, like, looks like it's trying to shoot out air to get the boat afloat until it starts, the gem starts wiggling back and forth, and the runes begin to fade as the gem flies over at Vercon, and Vercon can easily catch it. And the runes begin to subside back to their dark, not magically enhanced color. And the boat never got off the water.
More bugs. So effectively, just more work to do.
Correct.
Of which, at this point, he pretty much will just, take the gem, tell everyone, don't touch anything. I'm taking a nap. And go into the room that hasn't, unless they busted down the door, hasn't been touched since he left because he put the crap. What was that spell? It effectively locks the door except for specific people. I can't remember it.
Is it an arcane lock?
Yeah, he threw he had thrown arcane lock on the door. So that is a good question. Did they bust down the door and replace it?
No. No one dares goes into the room of Urkon. Knowing the crew, they probably would have waited until everyone came back, if they would have came back. Because Morgan was on the ship as well. And the minute they're like, "Oh, Vercon died," then they would have kicked the door down.
Then it would have been like, "Oh, what kind of money can we make off of this? Holy shit, what the hell's all in here?"
Then they see Vercon's like AI ghost appear, and he's pissed that they kicked down his door.
I mean, I do have a homunculus servant in there.
All right, they would definitely not do it.
Just look at him.
Just use one of your artificer things that can play a voice recording and put it on your homunculus so that while it's in there, it can just play the recording and be like, "Hey, get away from my workshop."
What are you doing in my workshop, boy? I'll hit you with my hammer.
So Vercon is going for a long rest.
Yeah, he needs it.
Sure. Anyone doing anything for the current few days out that I need to be aware of?
Nope.
I don't know. Fishing? Does anybody want to do fishing?
Sure.
I'm just tossing out random stuff at this point.
We have more than enough food.
Recreational fishing, not food fishing. Catch and release.
Right up until you catch a Salashon and then go, "Oh no."
No, if that's the case, I'm gonna throw the whole fishing pole in the water. Like, nope, bye.
It'll be too late.
Oh, come on, you could take a Salashon. You're a high level paladin.
I have 6 levels in Paladin, honey. What are you talking about?
Okay. You're a high level paladin sorcerer hybrid.
There you go. Kind of.
You'll be fine.
Just
say that
just
now.
fireball it. Just hit it with a fireball.
I'd rather not deal with it at all.
That's fair. They are quite irritating to fight, as we have learned.
At least they're not an orca.
True.
Okay. So after the long rest of Vercon, your guys' day goes pretty smooth. Still good wind. The storm has subsided in the room. Mira comes out every now and then to chat with everyone to get to know them more. You can talk to her if you desire. Dante has been actively training with Zurich, and they've both been going toe to toe with Roberts to work on their great swordsmanship. Other than that, everyone's pretty much, vibing. One day though, Vercon, at the bottom while you're working, the crazy artificer comes down. Yeah, you live.
Yeah. Gonna take more than unholy spawn to kill me.
Back in my day, what are you working on?
I'm gonna make the ship fly.
Let me help you. Move it.
All right, hold on a minute. Hold on a minute. He still owes me one more amulet, and it's been literally 3 months since I was gone, so he should have done it by now.
I thought you died.
Do you have it or not?
No.
Well, look, either make the darn thing or refund me.
I'll make it. But first I must make this ship fly. What's more important? A necklace, since you wear 3 already, or your ship to fly?
I don't wear 3, I have 2, but that's beside the point. It's the principle of the thing. Look, I'm perfectly happy to let you help Vercon. Just means that the thing gets done faster. I'm just saying, don't forget the thing I've already paid you for in the process.
I won't. Leaves? That's your name, right?
No, that is not my name.
B? Captain B?
You're screwing with me, aren't you?
No, I generally don't remember.
I'm gonna make an inside check.
Over.
16.
You believe he genuinely is trying to remember your name?
Oh, I suppose we have been gone a long time. He is a very old man. Whatever, I'll let it slide. Vercon, just... It's up to you.
Well, of course it's up to me. Most people are too stupid to do it.
Well, you want my help?
Well, just mostly figuring out how to make the energy flow correctly. The cans will be after.
Ooh. And he, hobbles over to you. I will happily help you.
And since it luckily only needs to know about the way the magic flows, gonna be showing him the way the magic's supposed to flow.
Excellent.
It's Vercon. If you think he didn't split shit up in such a way that most people would be going, what the fuck is this? I don't know what you're thinking, but obviously you're not.
And we're going to take a quick 5 to get a drink.
Yep. Thought process of Vercon is he had separate each bit to where, yeah, people could collaborate and figure some of it out, but especially with him pulling most of the work, no one's going to be able to put it together.
Oh, you did an Iron Man.
Jake, did you say
Except
pause?
he doesn't overlay it.
Huh?
Did you say to pause?
Yeah.
One.
All right. Glad I got my drink. So, at this point, all of the people from the infirmary are now healed to the best that they can be. Some have lost arms or legs, mostly arms. and good chunks, taken out of them. But they're able to work, and you have 8 additional people to the crew. So it's helping speed up the process a little bit more. For like rowing when Burkon allows them to row and things like that.
If some of them are missing arms, is it more like 5.5 crewmen or 6 crewmen?
I mean, they can still like carry like a barrel.
Okay.
Like they just pick it up and they like kind of have to waddle with it, or like they gotta roll it, but they're doing things. Upon this, you also realize the Fly Brothers are here. As you see that the fly, one in particular, keeps flying over to the drug dealer, and she holds the bag out, and all the flies go in, and then quickly go back out into an empty bag. And they go in between the deck boards down below.
That tracks.
Sure.
Other than that, still, at this point now that all the people are healed, Eva comes up every now and then to just sit at the table, watch everyone work, criticizing Dante on his posture, things like that. Mira also comes and sits beside her, and they start criticizing some of the boys. And in passing, you hear of them talking which ones look good, which ones are cute, which ones need their hair done, or would they kiss their mother with that mouth, things like that. And then another few days pass, and Vercon, your second roll, with that 86, you and the crazy old man do the incantation together. And the runes begin to glow. This time, some of the runes have been more fleshed out, with more fine detailing to kind of like connect all the runes into one massive like rune scribe. And the boat, for a mere 3 seconds, gets off the water, and then you all hear a small little thud, as if like an impact of a very small wave hits, before the gem wiggles a bit and flies out of the spot.
Well, considering he slept, he's staying up all night, and I'm not gonna roll because I cannot fail the first roll.
You technically can't fail the first 2. Well, if you roll a nat 1 on the second one, you can flash. So you can roll the second one, or you can just be like, I flash. Up to you.
The first night it's gonna obviously just be a go and just deal with it because passes. Would roll because why waste a flash if I don't need to waste a flash?
Fair.
So I assume you're saying it's going to take 2 more nights of finagling?
Correct.
Yeah. I'm fine.
Okay. And then night 3. $28, yeah, you pass.
So that's staying up for 3, which means only going to be going to sleep on the 4th day.
Okay. Graves and Ryoma, give me just straight charisma checks.
Is it to figure out what the females on board think of us?
What? No.
Oh.
For
Why
morale.
does that matter?
Oh, for morale? I don't know. They were talking about all them boys on the deck.
So random.
Yeah, we're talking shit specifically about you.
About how you're driving us nuts.
Mm-hmm.
He's not driving.
Yeah,
I hate it here.
11.
Well,
Wow, you guys are good
since
at this.
I'm rolling low
Uh,
today.
So morale is pretty consistent. People are a little bummed and worried about, especially with Jack and the other 7 on board, the potential attack. But you guys are able to keep spirits at least, upbeat and positive because, you got a pretty good crew on your hands to potentially hold them off.
Are you sure it's the crew and not the fact that they have like 6 crazy people on the crew that can handle a lot of shit?
Like I said,
We are part of the crew, so yeah, technically he's correct.
Can't argue with that.
Brock, roll me a D100.
All right. 74. Which is just 69 plus 5.
God damn it. So, Brock,
Yeah.
one night as you sleep, and you're laying on the deck and you're looking, you see and hear beside the tank the egg start to crack.
Oh, God. Somebody get Vercon.
Depending on how long it takes on, it's like grabs anything that he'd value important, which would probably be what then him being able to grab and boop.
Yeah, I'll have my pseudo dragon deliver the message with pictures of egg hatching.
So, the egg begins to crack, and you see a little claw come out of the top, followed by a hand. And it cracks. I need you both to roll me a D4, please.
Oh boy.
Okay.
One, two.
Okay. So,
We're doing it.
So the egg cracks, and you see the eye begin to blink as if it's trying to look around before you see this beautiful baby green sea turtle dragon appear before the two of you, and its eyes open and fixate upon Ryoma, and you hear it go.
We hear it go what?
Mama.
Hmm.
My mic can't pick up you going high pitched.
Aw, who's a cute little baby turtle? I guess I'm the mommy. I'm sorry. This is Uncle Vercon.
It just blinks and looks over at Vercon, and you see it lick its chaps.
Uncle Vercon.
No upgrades for you.
It just looks back over at Ryoma, and it opens its mouth and points to it.
Ah, yes, we can do this. I'm going to pull the cauldron of plenty out of my portable hull, and I can feed it a lot of food.
So,
it's so nice.
So, what do you make with the cauldron?
It can make any kind of stew, basically.
Out of water.
Yeah.
So, how are you feeding it stew?
It's a turtle. It'll
Very carefully.
yeah, very carefully.
Are you opening the hatch?
Yeah, of course.
Okay. So you open the hatch and it immediately jumps out and looks at you and opens its mouth.
Oh, here you go. I'm gonna use the cauldron of plenty to just straight up feed it.
You also, when it jumps and lands, it makes a massive thud, and a lot of the crewmen run up with weapons drawn, and they look really confused as you're standing there pouring this pot into this turtle's mouth.
Yep.
Verkon's just gonna look at him and go, "Don't you attack it."
Yeah, it's our baby.
You see some just like really shocked and concerned. Others just grumble, putting away their weapons. We don't have time for this.
You can see who the veterans of the group are.
So, I can, by putting just salt water into this thing, I can create a hearty stew for up to 120 people, 3 times per day, which should be enough to feed a dragon turtle.
Yes.
That's why I got 3 of those. One that I gave to you. One that I gave. I think Morgan had the other one, or no, we had it someone on the other ship for use on both ships.
Here
And
comes
then-
the airplane. Bzzz.
And then I kept one, so it's just
Yeah,
like
so we have 2 between us, right? So
for us, and then there should still be one with the crew.
once the dragon turtle gets big enough, we can make it into a flying ship.
Oh God, I could too. I could think of ways to actually make that work, and that's freaking hilariously terrifying.
Yeah, we
I
could either
hate
just
it
give it
here.
the peregrine helm and just let it fly over everything.
I shall give you a peregrine helm designed for a dragon turtle. Damn it. And then since it's magical flying, it could just stop flying and sleep in the air.
Yeah. And we could use other propulsion methods while it's sleeping.
Just levitate on it and then thrusters.
All right, Brock. Here's the important question.
Okay.
What are you naming your turtle?
Oh, this is oh God. Is it a girl turtle or a boy turtle?
How would you find out?
That's the question.
Depends on how much I know about dragon turtles.
Nothing.
Well, I fought one.
You literally chased it around so everyone could steal an egg.
Yeah.
That's not fighting.
The most common way to figure out the gender of a real turtle is to examine the length of its tail.
But that'd require us to actually have said knowledge.
That's true. Dave studies biology. Maybe ask him if he knows how to tell the sex of a
Okay.
dragon turtle.
I have got a name for it, Jake.
Hit me.
Provided Vercon is all right with it. I would like to name it Dumbletort.
What?
Dumbletort.
Oh, dear Jesus.
Like
Why?
Dumbledore, but
I hate it
Dumbletort.
here.
Okay, so female turtles have short and skinny tails, while males sport long, thick tails. And their vent positioned closer to the end of the tail compared to a female's. You're welcome.
Dave, Dave, tell me, is this a male or a female dragon turtle?
Fascinating. I have no idea.
All right. For the time being, you will be Dumbletort.
You really couldn't think of anything cooler than that.
Well, does it
Didn't
have to be cool?
It's a dragon.
Correction, it's the dragon turtle.
Which is a subspecies of dragon.
Just name it Smaug and be done with it.
No, you can't. That doesn't.
You
That
can't
is
just
new
take.
I
thematically.
go for Dumbletort.
Yeah, Dumbletort. Woo! It's okay. The other options that we had were Turtle Recall.
Don't mind me,
What?
Katie. I spat my drink out when you agreed.
It's a movie reference. Total Recall.
I got
Yeah.
it.
Yeah.
We got it.
They got it. Whether they want to get it or not isn't the point, but they got it.
Oh, another good one. Michael Shelps, like Shell, but Michael Phelps. Michael
No.
Yeah.
Shelps.
Yes.
Get out.
Yeah.
No.
It's painfully obvious. Yeah.
God, no.
No. Dumbletort.
Yeah, Dumbletort.
I mean,
I'm
we already
surprised
have
too.
burning scars when creepy thingies show up, so we might as well have Dumbletort to protect from the burning scars.
I'm surprised you didn't have like a Bowser reference in there.
I was
Well,
waiting for that.
No, I'm not. I'm not so mundane.
Snort.
So Dumbletorts joins the party. You're gonna have to feed it a lot of food, but between the stew, some fishing on the side so it can get some fresh meat, you'll be fine.
Perfect. I will teach it how to use magic.
No.
Oh.
You do realize that provided it has the intelligence, there's rules for that.
I know. No.
No, I was saying that for like Brett.
Yeah, I'm saying this. I'm saying this for Jake. Why not?
Look, I
No.
know that some dragons can be spellcasters, but dragon turtles are not among them.
I can get.
This group,
Hey,
we pretty much bend the rules, adjust the rules, twist the rules, and somehow shit happens.
I can make a wizard companion raven if it's awakened.
Dumbletort is a master mage.
I mean, we could give it a wand and it'd be magical.
No. What I'm talking about is actual magic.
Yeah.
They have companions, which are honestly to a point busted as hell if you use them right.
Yep.
Just seeing what your ravens can do. They're creepy.
Wait, you mean like the sidekicks?
Yes,
Yeah.
Is that what you're talking about?
Yeah.
the sidekicks can be busted as hell if you do it right.
Hmm.
How many
So-
times has one of your ravens saved our lives?
You now have a turtle, Brock. Make sure you feed it daily, otherwise things will happen.
I am. I'm feeding it a lot. I'm feeding it a lot of soup. Learning how much it should eat. And then teaching it magic.
It's not smart enough for you to teach it magic, Brock.
It was smart enough to say mama, which is good enough for most cultures to learn magic.
The mama.
Not the mama, not the mama.
Honestly, the
Try
when,
again?
when you cast spells, the exact words don't matter. It's the intent and the power behind them. So it doesn't necessarily have to be a smart caster. It could use the force of its will.
I am confused in pagan. Carry on.
It's just the way magic works in D&D.
I am well aware.
I hate it here. What have I done?
Should getting the turtle a pot with the handle so it can go around smacking people it doesn't like.
So, Brock,
Yeah.
if you fish, it will take 2 pots. If you don't fish, you'll take all 3 uses daily
Oh, that's
to
fine.
fill the belly of a turtle.
Yeah, 3. So it takes the amount to feed 360 people to feed this dragon turtle.
Correct.
Okay. So it must already be pretty big then.
Technically, it is large going to gargantuan, so yes.
Okay.
It'll be growing to a gargantuan.
Well, we can make that happen. Worst case scenario is that we'll have to start using Vercon's cauldron to also feed it. But yeah, I'll feed it with all the charges in my pot and teach it magic.
Good luck. You'll need it. So, now what is everyone doing?
Well, after that excitement, goes back down to continue working.
Just doing regular day's work on the ship, puttering along to our destination.
Just teaching a dragon turtle magic.
You are. You're not even qualified to teach magic.
Shush!
I have a teacher here with me that'll help me.
Shouldn't you be referencing someone that's vastly more qualified than you, considering you've been doing this for what, 4 months?
Well, if you include the time dilation, it's been 10 months.
Oh yes, because that makes it so much better.
But
Right,
yes, I
that's
did.
fair.
I have a master wizard with me to teach me magic. They will just also teach my dragon turtle magic.
If
Oh,
they
and
consent
I
to it
don't-
in the first place.
I don't think you thought this through.
Do we ever think anything through?
No.
also, I have a slight correction. I thought it had to have a certain. No, it just has to be able to speak a language.
And it said mama, which is enough.
The ability to speak does not make you intelligent.
You don't have
There
to
are
be
plenty of
intelligent.
people that can speak and
That
don't have 2 brain cells to rub together.
that's what I was saying though. Is the rules actually say they just have to be able to speak a language.
Our whoosh.
Okay,
So
so
technically, dragons and turtles have their own languages.
Yeah. But that requires DM allowance of things. And
He's gotten our
anyways,
chaotic stuff so far. Why would he stop now?
Just think about it this way, Jake. Vercon gets to have a flying ship. I get to have Dumbletort, master wizard.
Yeah, I'm gonna regret this.
oh boy.
anyway,
The gargantuan dragon turtle flying
let's
through
see the
the air
map
casting
and figure out where
spells.
we are.
Yeah.
It has officially been.
It wouldn't even be able to. Okay, it wouldn't even be very strong because I think the int of a regular dragon turtle is like 10.
Vercon, can you move your token like right here?
Hush.
Or
Stop
somewhere
with your
along
logic.
this, like 10 feet. However you want to do it.
There.
Harsh!
This is fine.
Welcome to D&D. Bullshits and beyond.
The more bullshittery, the better it's gonna work.
All right, I've got this figured out.
I'm scared. Okay. So, 1 week has passed. Brock, I need you to give me a charisma check.
Ooh. Can my dragon turtle help me?
No.
Wow.
Sure, you know what? But you'll have disadvantage.
No. My pseudo dragon will also help me.
You-
Double disadvantage?
Fine, roll with this.
A 13.
You are having a hard time convincing the crew it is okay that Dumbletort is here.
Whoa. Let me field your concerns. What are your concerns about having Dumbletort on the crew?
Well, for one, it's a giant dragon turtle that eats people.
Yeah, and you're a moron and we keep you on the ship.
Oh, I am offended.
Wait, if he's a moron, what does that make you? Because the dragon turtle was your idea.
No, it was mine.
It was.
It
You
was
both
our
conspired.
idea. Considering the dragon turtle was our idea, I would like to think that me and Vercon, being on the same wavelength, are both geniuses.
I don't
He's the
think it works
genius.
that way.
He's the certifiable genius. That is beyond dispute. I'm questioning you specifically.
In what
level
sense?
of intelligence do you actually have between those two?
Oh, between me, I have a 16 intelligence.
How?
Vercon's 20.
Yeah, I'm like the second most intelligent person on this boat.
Whoa. Book smart and street smart are two different things.
I also have a 20 wisdom.
Okay, and?
Wisdom does not equal maturity.
Yeah. Seriously, though.
I'm just saying, you're like disputing the dragon turtle and then calling me the dumb person for it, but it was Vercon's idea.
We don't question him. He
I
just
know
does
better.
her own thing.
I know better to
You,
question
on the
him.
other hand,
So you're questioning me for his decision, which seems weird.
But you did.
yes.
Okay, now you're backpedaling because not 2 minutes ago you said that it was a joint decision between both you and Vercon. So make up your mind. Which is it?
Did he put the thought into your head, or did you put the thought into his head?
Does it matter at this point?
I need
Oh,
a
just stay out of
D1.
this.
I need a D100 from Brock. Oh wow. Okay. So even though everyone is bickering, they all look over at Dumbletort with his big blue eyes. And they're like, we can't really be mad as not eating us, and it's kind of cute.
And don't worry, I have good plans for Dumbletort.
You say that.
And that's the
Shouldn't you be
scary
teaching
part.
it to swim?
Yeah.
It's probably not meant to be cooped up in here like this all the time. You're going to have to take it out into the water. Otherwise, by the time you do let it out, it won't have a clue what to do, and it'll drown.
Go on, mommy
Well-
dearest. Teach your turtle.
Okay, I'm teaching it magic too.
I think swimming is more important right now, considering turtles need
Right.
to be in water.
I don't think it's picking up any of that. But what?
Oh my god. Anyways, Mira walks up to it and puts her hand on it, and it just coos happily as it's getting the pets. It'll be fine. If you need help teaching you how to swim, I could stretch my fin every now and then.
That would be much appreciated.
Now, I have been cooped up for a week. Is there anything fun going on?
No, no one's attacked us yet, so no.
Shush!
Is that your form of entertainment?
No, I was being ironic. Hmm. Um, keep some board games in the storage room, and unless you prefer cards, every so often, um, they will play music and whatnot.
Yes, when I woke up and Eva woke up, we had a big party. There was music and everything. You came at the tail end.
Yeah, and Dante drove himself almost to death. I remember.
Yes, he was an admirable foe. It's just I know how to hold my liquor.
Hmm.
If you don't need anything, I guess, or you don't have any questions, since you haven't talked to me in a week, I guess I will go back to doing what I do best.
Hmm. Well, actually, there is one thing that I've been wondering. Um, Aside from you being Sivian's sister, what exactly was your importance to their plans?
Oh, well, who?
You.
Yes, but whose plans? Are you talking about my people's plans? Being held captive? Like,
Yeah, no, the part where you were being kidnapped and drained of all your blood, that part.
oh, that. Well, if you must know, Sivian and my bloodline are apparently, and this also falls in line with our cousins, apparently the first of the few mermaids that came from the plane of water into this world.
Hmm.
So our bloodline is more potent with the pure magic from that plane.
Ah, I see. So you're the master merfolk.
Oh, no, but it's just we came here, we have bred with a few people of various kinds and have half breeds and things like that. So over the years, certain ones became diluted. It's still potentially potent, at least from what I gathered when the one just talked to me nonstop, but
Mm.
that's what I understood at least.
Mm. It's just Syrian made your culture sound just a little bit fascist, so I had to ask.
And as it stands, my blood, I believe, is to also cure some sick person.
Hmm.
I don't know. See, when I was held captive in this pocket dimension, there was three rooms. One room where I was in, the hallway, which led to the other room directly across from me, which had someone laying in a bed, hooked up with a bunch of bags. It looked like, and some of them put my blood in and hooked up these bags to this person laying on a bed. And then there was a third room that I never could see. It was always closed, and the gate for like looking into a cell door, it was pure darkness.
Hmm.
But yes, two people came and visited often, and based on what they were telling me, because they treated me with respect, and I was there before I got moved. They told me a few things. So and every now and then, when they were afraid of someone like Sivian trying to scry on me, They put me in hell for a few months and then pulled me back to my room. I was never really hurt, but they tried their best to keep me hidden.
So, what is your relationship with Zurich?
Oh, he was contracted to protect me.
Oh. Okay. I just assumed he was kind of responsible for the kidnapping, which is why I was very confused when he abruptly switched sides.
Oh, no. See, at first when I met him, he was brought back from the dead to kill my brother. But I contracted him when he was trying to gather information and some blood to track me and the lot of you. I gave him an offer that he couldn't refuse.
Hmm.
He wants to die and live peacefully with his beloved, and I told him I can give him that.
Interesting. Okay.
Any other questions?
Not right now.
Okay. You're not as talkative the last one, but the last one was also kind of lazy, so it's nice to be able to walk around and not have to talk to someone who just laid and expected to be carried nonstop.
I'm sorry, he what?
Yeah, the one came to visit his brother, and he laid around, and some big man kept carrying him around. He overshared a lot of things.
Okay. I am. Can I? Yeah, I am going to use minor illusion to create a small representation of the bored rich guy that we saw in the Elven capital.
Oh,
Is
you
this
know
him?
him?
Huh. We have met him a couple times.
Interesting.
So he's the one who is responsible for keeping you captive?
Just made sure I had plenty of food. He didn't capture me,
He just watched you.
more or less.
Yeah. And you said he had a brother?
He has quite a few brothers. And a sister. Two, actually, from my understanding.
Hmm. Did you meet any of them?
Well, he did say that his brother died in Boston, Mia, so...
I see.
And
Thank you.
the other brother was, getting medical treatment.
All right. Well, thank you for answering my questions. I'm
You
gonna
should...
go. Oh, go
Go
ahead.
ahead. No, go ahead.
I was gonna say I'm gonna go look for Rioma.
Okay. I'm sure Rioma, what are you doing? Are you still trying to teach Dumbletort magic?
It's funny that you say that. Yes.
Can you give me an animal handling with disadvantage?
Okay. Sure. With disadvantage. So at 13.
So, how are you trying to teach him magic is the most important part of this question. Paint me a picture.
All right. So all the notes that I've taken down, completely ignore them. I'm actually going to just, instead of teaching Dumbletort a language like Common or Draconic or something like that, I'm just going to teach it these magical words that I've learned that cause spells to come into effect.
Wait a minute. I think I see a potential problem with this approach.
That's what you think.
I'm gonna write this down. We'll see what happens later.
Oh boy.
Okay. What are the words, by the way?
I'm just going to be teaching it the words necessary for some cantrips, like minor illusion, prestidigitation.
You should also teach it words that it can use to actually communicate. Did you consider that?
I'll teach it some communicative words as well.
I'm gonna write this down there.
I'll teach it I'll teach it like the verbal components for find familiar.
Okay. All right. That's good. That's enough. We'll see what happens.
Oh boy.
I actually have further plans for this. Let me just send Michael the message because he'll enjoy it.
Go for it. You find him
This
trying to
is
teach
a-
Dumbledore.
This is a terrible idea, and it will end badly for all of us.
It'll end greatly.
You find him teaching Dumbledore. He's holding up his hand. Prestidigitation. Also, what are you doing with the vet?
What do you mean? Oh, when it's like when I'm not making it food, it can just go right back into the portable hole.
You mean the giant tub?
Oh, what's been there for like 10 months. Could it just stay there?
If you wanted to. I didn't know if you want to throw it off the side.
Okay, cool. Me and Michael are on the same page, which is all that matters.
I'm gonna regret it. All right, so you find him doing his thing.
What are you doing?
Well, in order to cast spells, you need to know certain magical words and phrases.
What was a gargantuan dragon turtle not dangerous enough for you?
Well, since it will be mine and Verkon's pet, no, it is not going to be dangerous enough just to be a dragon turtle.
It's already extremely dangerous.
If I am sent to Hades before I'm ready at the hands of your damn dragon turtle, I'm taking you with me.
Okay.
Good
It
luck.
won't be pleasant.
I will protect Dumbletort with my life.
Anyways,
But
carry on.
what did you
This
need?
is a
Grace?
terrible idea, and I hope we get a second ship very soon, so that I won't have to be on the same boat as it. Aside from that, the guy who hired you to do whatever it was he hired you for is a demon, and he's related to the one that we killed in Bossamere.
I'm vaguely aware of that already.
Really? I find that very difficult to believe.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he told me when we talked about it.
He just told you that he is a demon.
No, but he told me that they were related.
He told you specifically that he was related to the demon we killed in Bossamere.
No.
Okay, well, good, because if you had known that, it would be very strange that you hadn't mentioned it before. Anyway,
Would it?
yes, it would. Anyhow, we will have to kill him as soon as possible. Did he give you a means of communicating with him by any chance?
No, he just gave me a task to complete.
Well, that will make it more difficult.
Is
Did he say how he would contact you to pay you for the task?
well, we would have to take we'd have to take one of the people back that he wants alive.
Ah, Okay.
But
okay. But what?
well, is his only sin being related to the demon?
No, his sin is being a demon who is in the service of our enemies. He was the one responsible for watching Simeon's sister while she was kidnapped.
Fair enough.
So yeah, as soon as possible. So maybe did he say where you were supposed to meet him when you completed the task?
No, but the assumption was that I would just go back to the Elven City.
Okay. Oh, great. Well, um, that I guess makes things a little bit easier. So yeah. Um, the next time we see that guy, we will have to kill him. Although since he seems to frequent very public places, we'll have to do it discreetly.
Yeah, I don't know. Jake, correct me if I'm wrong, but I didn't know that he was directly related, but I did know he was a demon, right?
So he told you that the dude with the big red greatsword was his brother, and he wanted you to kill him and bring back his sister.
Yeah, I knew that.
But he didn't say he was a demon.
No, he didn't. Because I had in my notes that he was a demon, but I don't know why I thought that. But oh well.
Because he's a demon.
He is a demon, so my notes aren't wrong. It's just I don't remember why I made that note.
It's probably partly due to the fact that he causes the sleepiness all to those around him, the lethargy, just the assumptions based on enough small factors.
Yeah, I probably just had the assumption in my mind that he was a demon based on some of those factors. Yeah.
Well, by the transitive property, that means that his brother and sister are demons as well, so they too must be destroyed. Did he specifically say you had to bring his sister back alive?
That's what he wanted for the job. He wanted his sister alive and his brother dead.
Okay, because if all he said was that you had to bring her back, then you could just bring back the body, and technically you would have fulfilled the requirements. Although this is a demon, not a devil, so fine print and exact words probably don't matter all that much.
Well, eventually I'll be able to contact him. But until that time actually comes, we'll just keep doing what we're doing.
And wait to spring a trap. But yeah, I just thought I'd see if you had any information to add to what we already know.
Not particularly. I had the inkling that he was some sort of fiend, but I wasn't of the opinion personally that just because something is a fiend means that we should just kill it. There is a certain balance to the forces of nature, and swinging the balance too wildly for no reason. Plus, if we did just kill him here, he would just go back to his plane of existence.
Is that what happened with the last one we killed? I think they are different somehow. Their bodies don't immediately vanish when they die.
That's true. But just because it didn't happen for one doesn't mean that it won't happen for any of them.
Fair enough. All right. I'll see that the others are suitably informed. Our enemies continue to multiply.
At this point, it's probably
It would
easier to
seem.
list our friends than to list our enemies.
Isn't it always? Anyway, carry on, but please refrain from teaching this thing anything destructive. At least while we're all on the same ship, anyway.
Of course, of course. So
If it
about
shatters the
this,
bottom of the boat, we're all done for.
so about the fireball spell, little dragon turtle. I do not know it yet, but I will teach it to you soon.
Where is your magic teacher, by the way?
Uh, she gave me some pointers on teaching the dragon turtle, but she was also not too keen on teaching a dragon turtle to perform magic.
Yeah, it seems kind of odd that the professional, the one who is fully qualified to teach these things, is not here, making sure this doesn't go horribly wrong.
That's what I said.
What could go wrong?
So much could go wrong.
Nah,
Everything.
nothing can go wrong.
We
No,
always
what
have
you're
good luck
talking
when it
about.
comes to things.
Well, I am in a tricky position because I don't want to leave you here alone to do this, but I also do not want to stay and be in the vicinity. So, yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna go and leave you unsupervised, I suppose.
Perfect.
And we're all going to die
We need to hire a
sooner
babysitter
than
to watch over
expected.
Ryoma.
Urkon's my babysitter.
We need another babysitter.
We need a babysitter for the babysitter.
Vercon is otherwise indisposed. We need a babysitter to keep an eye on you 24/7. So maybe we should hire 15 of them?
Like this one, I like it this way better because while he's too busy making things, it allows me to do stupid stuff.
You do stupid stuff regardless.
Well, that's a matter of perspective on what's stupid and what's entertainment.
What else is everyone doing? Brock is trying to teach a turtle.
Just waiting for the shit show to start.
Graves, what are you doing? Mara, what are you doing?
I am far away from wherever that goddamn turtle is. Reading a book.
Apparently trying to find a napping spot.
Graves, what are you doing?
Just trying to get back to the regular daily routine and not think about the impending disaster that's going on downstairs.
Hey, it only makes sense that in order for you to have access to the very dangerous demon horse, we will also compromise and let you do that as long as we get to keep the dragon turtle.
Who said anything about compromise? Try to stop him.
See, the difference is that the demon horse won't cause disaster by accident. If it kills us, it'll at least be on purpose.
Which means it can be methodical and think about how to best do it. You're not making a good statement.
It also means it can be reasoned with, as I have shown.
Maybe.
All right. So while you debate your Pokemon pets, Brock, nothing happens today.
Oh, of course not. We have to wait till we get to Irithemble for the training to take full effect.
Oh no. I don't even want to know what that means.
Well, if you get us to Irithemble tonight, you'll know what it means.
The big fun part is when we get the ship going, because that's going to be the question of...
Day or third test, Michael, is a failure because of your D100 roll. You can roll 3 more if you like.
But
I know your roll, please.
Uh, 64, 51, 89.
Okay. I will get back to you on the 89. Brock, are you continually teaching it every day? Is that your plan?
That was my plan.
Okay, I feel like a butt is coming.
No, that's still my plan. Like getting to Irithemble will help. But I'm still gonna try to teach it some now.
Okay. So, through the days, nothing is really going on. You just hear the usual banter for people. And then, yes, really about it. So, like, another week passes by the time the third check that Michael rolled an 84 on, or 89, I'm sorry, will happen. Is there any light role play anyone needs to do before I get to Michael?
Nope.
Michael,
Yes.
you have tried 5 times now. Nowhere near as successful as your second attempt. But this time, after much delegation and putting in the work and talking to the other artificers about potentially tweaking some symbols here and there to see if this would work, you do the incantation with all 4 of you now putting in the work with some your magical aptitude to get the ship to fly. And on an 89, you feel the ship begin to rise. And it begins to stay afloat for a good while. I need everyone to give me dexterity saving throws.
Too busy casting a spell.
12.
23.
That'd be a
14.
fabulous 6.
Did a 13 fail?
Yes.
I'm gonna use Indomitable to re-roll it.
Okay.
To an 18.
That passes. So, Mara and Ryoma, you see the ship begin to fly, and everyone starts cheering. And you guys are setting course, and you're actually moving faster than you do on the water. Michael, you're so focused on watching the runes and making sure they work. During the hour mark after doing all of this, that one of the runes actually cracks, and the boat falls. And you guys take no damage, but it falls, and you all lose your footing.
Oh, there's going to be some obscenities heard from below.
Well, they're making progress.
As he will continue to try and tweak and repair.
You have the all-purpose tool, don't you?
The what?
The all-purpose tool.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. I need you to make a Tinkerer's Tools check with intelligence.
And because he wants this stuff to work, it's Flash of Genius. That's a 36.
You can get it to work. And you know you can. It will just take you a full week to do so.
All right. It's going to work.
You guys move another 10 feet. Okay. Brock, how goes the turtle teaching? Can you give me another animal handling?
Sure. A 12.
Okay, same as before. I got it. Okay. And then roll me a D100.
88.
Is anyone role playing? Want to talk to any crew members, to each other, etc., etc.? Speak now or forever.
No.
I have one question. Does the location of Vercon's icon, is this where we are on the map right
Correct.
now? Okay, cool.
So it'll take us like 1.5 weeks still to get there.
That would be the case. However, Michael has fixed the rune. And has now been able to have a permanent flying ship.
Excellent. However, because he wants to be a dramatic son of a bitch to these fuckers, he's gonna still have it flying real low, and then when we get to where, he would know sightings would be more likely, have us go back to regular water to avoid a confirmed.
Yeah, basically you're gonna fly so low that it looks like we're still a regular ship.
At most it looked like, okay, that looks a little weird. I don't know what's going on, but but yeah. So that's the plan. Have it to where we can, when we arrive, it'll be nice and low and look like we're just sailing normal. That way he could be dramatic when he leaves. He's got to one-up him, but he doesn't want to let him have a chance to look at it.
So if you can fly the whole day, which you can, up to you, you can travel up to 240 miles per day. So you basically cut your time in half. You will, between the four of you, though, Michael, you have to keep notes of this in case you got to stay up. It'll take four of you one person at a time to manage and make sure the crystal and the rune stay active. So you pilot it.
So for now, it's not able to self-sustain.
Not at the moment, but with one person every now and then refreshing the incantation when the gem begins to wiggle, you can just keep the gem steady and straight.
Alrighty.
Once every hour or so, you believe with your intellect you would just need someone to do a quick 10-minute incantation to straighten out the gem.
I have to correct that later.
Well, you also haven't, to your knowledge, known anyone to do this at all besides using air elementals. So it's a big step.
Yeah, that's why I said gonna have to correct it later. That's a lot of minute calculations. It's like the first nuclear reactor. It took a lot of changes to make it work.
True. You guys can easily, it would have took you, a week and a half? You can easily get there in less than a week if you just fly the entire way. Up to you though, Michael, since you're the one that can control that.
Oh yeah, since there's 3 people who'd be able to, I'll fix it. There won't be an issue keeping that up. And that'd still allow plenty of time to actually work on things. So yeah, of course, keep it gliding over the surface. Well, just tapping the surface. That way it's gotta still make things look authentic. Make people believe that's a weird ship, but that's it.
Add this to your ship log. You can fly moving, if you ever go to ship combat, 60 feet around by using the air or the flight mechanic. But you cannot use the sails or the oars if you choose to fly as well. So keep that in mind. So, upon the flying, you can get there in a week, and you will make it to Thimble.
Woo!
Okay.
And as you guys stayed close, you realize that no one really bothered you being this close. Mostly because you stayed close to the shore and there wasn't open waters. You do know that from here to here, though, unless you like try and avoid it, you will have ships that you will encounter along the way.
I think that we should take a slightly different. Why don't we add? Oops, I didn't mean to do that. How do I get rid of it? There we go. Let's add another waypoint to our itinerary. I would like to stop on this island where Roberts was previously hiding.
That would happen after. We could talk about what happens after we've dealt with here and with dealing with the meeting.
There is a weapon hidden there that could.
Yes,
Be of
you've
great
been
use.
obsessing of it over going there ever since we got back, including completely ignoring the danger because you wanted a ship there.
It could be of great use. Yes.
Again, you've been obsessing over it since we got back and you found your ship was gone. We can speak when we know how things are going. Because otherwise it may be a very bad choice. Because that is out of the path of getting to the rest of the stuff at a decent speed. I'm not saying no, I'm saying let's wait till we go to the island and have dealt with the island. Then we worry about that.
No, I'm saying we could use it against.
We're not
if
attacking
Declan's
the island. Unless you want the entirety of your privateering to get burnt to a crisp.
he will attack us when we arrive. You recognize that, right?
And if he attacks us, then we attack him. But if we go ahead and go
Yeah,
there
we'll-
bearing arms like we're going to attack, then we're the aggressors. And then we have to deal with the fact that now we are rogues again and considered pirates. Which, as I've told you all from the beginning, since we're not actually doing anything pirate, you should stop referring to yourself as a pirate. Because you're hunting pirates, not working with them.
I'm a tutor.
Because they're known for always getting along. I'm just saying that it would be good to make sure we have the deck stacked as firmly in our favor as we can manage. Whatever happens.
No, you want to get the weapon and your ship. This has
It
nothing
would.
to do with stacking.
It would make our position more secure.
Or it could kill us all.
It's how?
Because you've already listed that there's a guardian protecting the weapon, and we're also going to be going against the being that has granted you titles and all this other stupid crap. You're having us walk into another fire.
I survived the island once. I could do it again.
Yes, I survived the island too. I fell into a tomb that was full of poisonous bullshit and watched someone get eaten by a fish. I had to kill someone who's back. Hi, Zurich.
You look at him as the eye twitches. I didn't.
Let's just say there's easier ways to go about what we need to do than to stop on this not so little mission. We can complete the task that we have at hand, and then maybe further down the road, come back and do what we need to do on this island.
And
Let's not, while we're in the good graces of whatever at this moment in time, poke the fucking bear.
my problem is, you're asking us to go through highly infested waters of who knows what all to get this, to go back to highly infested waters to go back, when we can take the short jaunt through the highly infested waters, get there, and then easily go around and deal with it after, rather than, oh, let's dive through it and dive through it. And I just got this to work. I don't have the ability to make another ship fly at this time. So you getting another ship is not going to help us, as that will slow everything down. With our current state, once we're done in town, we could avoid most of the problems, get over here. If we really feel like this weapon that you were very vague about, which you didn't mention before, you only mentioned a ship before, we can either deal with that or apparently frickin' have the map fly around. Okay. And we can cut. Look at all the time we save. Look at this. We don't have to worry about the water no more. Well, we go from having to not deal with water to having to deal with water again. So unless your weapon is something ridiculously powerful and we can not have to deal with trying to upgrade another ship, which took a very long time, that's going to put us behind. You see this, yes?
I think that the cost benefit analysis
Yeah, let me put it in
favors my
perspective. Would you like to
suggestion.
have one ship or no ship?
No.
Because the plan that you want is possibly going to ruin our current ship. We don't have a backup any sort.
I'm not worried about ruining the ship. It's the point of you're being so vague to say there's something there. I'm not going to bet on oh, there's something here. I knew I could do this, so I did it. It just took time. I don't know what's there. You're not telling me what's there. You're not telling me there's a benefit. You're just saying, let's go. There's something there. That's like saying, oh, there's this god-killing dagger that exists in a demi-plane. Let's go there. At least that tells me that it's a god-killing dagger. All you're saying is there's a weapon. What kind of weapon? Can we attach it to this?
Not exactly.
Is it movable?
It is movable, yeah. The ship is the weapon. It has, according to the stories that I've read, unparalleled stealth capabilities. It was
Can it
nearly
fly?
unstoppable in its time. Cannot fly, but it can do something that's nearly as useful.
Then
It
that slows us
submerges.
down. Even submerged, that slows us down. Now we gotta deal with everything underwater. And unless that thing creates its own air bubble, we'd have to get everyone on here the ability to breathe underwater. And I'd have to somehow waterproof my room so I could still make stuff.
Well, considering that the people who captained it were not water breathers, I would assume yes.
There's
it
rings.
does.
There's cloaks.
I'm not sure if they had those. I don't recall seeing them on any of the skeletons. But in any case,
Anyway, you're going based off of rumors, right?
not exactly. I've been there. I've spoken with the spirit who once captained it. Oh, and as for the creature that guards it, once I managed to uh, conquer it and bend it to my will, it will also serve us in time.
I'm fine with going to get the ship eventually, but I do believe that going to Pirate Island first makes a lot of sense. Just due to the dangers that we would face going there, and then the dangers we would face going back to Pirate Island.
You make a sound point. My concern is that when we go to Pirate Island, we don't know what we will face, and we are likely to be surrounded, outnumbered, and outgunned. And if there is anything that could even slightly nudge the scales in our direction, I would very much like to have it.
Okay, there's a second thing that you'll have to think of. We'd have to have enough people ready to crew said ship. I can see where you think it'd be useful, but we need the crew. We need to be able to run the ship. Then there's the fact that anyone on that ship is getting left behind because we have a time crunch here. And if we waste too long trying to work on that.
Look, if I can be uncharacteristically forthright with you, I did not plan to approach Declan's headquarters until after I'd learned how to cast Meteor Swarm. And without and without an offensive capability of that magnitude, I feel as though we're woefully unprepared for whatever we will find.
I
Why
doubt
are
it.
you afraid of a warlock, bro?
He has Insta Charm.
That's not him.
Okay, fine.
And
Someone with him has Insta Charm.
And that's why we're at Irithemble, is to counter that.
But let's just get what we need to get. We can argue this another day.
I'm going on land. I'm buying the black sap. And I'll shove it down your throat again if I have to, like I did when we were in hell.
Very well.
I don't care if you want to throw up after you consume it.
Well, let's get what we need. And we can argue about this another time.
Perfect. I'm going to go
Black Sap,
to
then.
go get magic stuff then, because the magic college is here.
I need push.
As everyone leaves to get off the boat, Zurich approaches Graves, and he puts an arm on him. You'll be fine. I met your brother. He's a douche. And I'm pretty sure you can handle him.
I once believed that, but now I fear I will need to be at the apex of my arcane capabilities, because whatever it is that he serves has granted him an amount of power that he did not previously possess. It is something I was not prepared for.
Have you
I
grown
don't wish
since
to be
then?
don't wish to be caught unawares a second time.
Huh? When I faced Sivian, I was unprepared for the fact that Vercon was going to slit my throat. Now I know better. So, you know what you're getting into. So be better and prepare for it.
Very well.
You'll be fine. And if you die, well, just know I may or may not try and bang your girlfriend. Take care. And he leaves.
I suppose no one has told him yet. Not the death that concerns me, it's the unfinished business. Anyway, while we're in here buying stuff, do they have any portable holes?
I don't know. You can find out next time.